right, Ben. Thank you so much. So my name is Chris Coulter with MinerEye, and I'm going to tell you a few things about our company today. The leadership in our company comes from experienced software guys, mainly from Israel. But if you take a look at, we've got Gideon on the advisory board and a lot of M&A experience. Most of these guys are seasoned guys in terms of bringing up software, developing it. And a lot of their background is going to come from military intelligence and extensive software design. And most importantly, this is the gentleman that I'm a counterpart to, Yaniv. And Yaniv is the CEO and he's the founder. And Yaniv came to me about a year ago and we had talked about the solution and we'd kind of gone through with MinerEye. It's just one of these solutions that is in the market and it's made exceptionally by just an exceptionally developed team. And the focus of ours is really it's understanding data structure and data management, especially for large scale migrations and complex environments. A little bit more about background with MinerEye is we were selected for the Tata Consultancy earlier this year, and that's in the financial services and insurance industry, as well as the F10 acceleration program, and that was in Zurich, and that was earlier this year as well. Prior to that, we were selected by Microsoft in mid-2020. And our solution's in the marketplace, the data tracker. And then something happened special last year that was relevant for something that we've been working on for about 4 years. And that was the issue of being able to migrate data between hybrid clouds environments in a Department of Defense environment or agency. And so when that happened, that actually is a key to the gateway of what they call well, they'd say the base of the future. And so in taking a look at that, we've now seen from a data movement of how that can move about from the environment, especially secured, but within the unstructured data with the environment from a cloud side and from my migration, from an adoption, it's one of the most difficult things that you can do. Outside of that, so then we were selected with Decode Accelerate, and from there we've worked with some of the DoD and kind of developed, and we've made some partners and some friendships there. And we currently have a contract with Agile Defense, and we are a small prime on that, and that is the ITEST 3S Department of Defense software contract. You'll see it down there, and the expiration on that contract is 2027. So. The ceiling on the DoD contract's roughly $12 billion. We're a prime on that, so we have access to that. We have the tool that really is the most important part of that, and that's the first tool in, and that's going in to structure all the unstructured data and do it at volumes and do it thoroughly to where from a migration and from a modernization, it's the very first step, and then you need a team and a process and a whole host of expertise and tools to get you to the respective cloud, and then obviously move forward with adopting cloud and then ultimately leveraging your data and moving to a data-centric type agency. MinerEye was funded by the European Union because it has that distinction, especially with some of the compliance in the GDPR. So from a global scale, everybody in all countries and all facets and all industries are going to have to face this issue of data management and data structure from where they are. And then moving forward, it's extremely important because if you can't see and you don't have your data structured, you can't protect what you can't see. And that is actually one of the reasons and main reasons for all the breaches that we've seen and will continue to see. It's one of those issues that's the last piece in. And if you can get that right, and from there, it's the first step in total transformation of cloud adoption for an agency like the Intel and certainly from like the Department of Defense. Here is the big issue to it, and from a data structure, of all the data that we're talking in both in entire Intel community space, as well as the entire DoD space, only 12% of that data is actually business critical or relevant. 23 is redundant, obsolete, and trivial. 65% is dark and hidden. It's the rotten, obsolete, and trivial data that is so expensive and so devastating, to the tune of the global economies last year. It cost $3.3 trillion last year just to store, and the cost for data that's worthless. The things that we're working on right now are 3 initiatives. Number one is, this is a memo from the Pentagon stating that everything moving forward is a data-centric advantage, the DoD data decrees. From where they sit right now to where they want to go to, and is that state, they're going to need someone with expertise, and they're going to need the right teams and tools, and there's no question about that. And MinerEye is one of those tools, and certainly the first one in. The next one we're working on is the state of Virginia just passed the Consumer Data Protection Act. And again, me being in the state of Virginia in 2023, January 1st, there are a lot of people in businesses with Virginia who have no idea what to do with themselves. That's another one that we want to approach because we want to be there for them. We want to be that company that saves them and helps them because they're in Virginia at no cost, and defer those payments to the end of the year to where no small business, no school, no nothing will ever go without getting the help and the tools that they need. And then finally is the contract for the migration for the Central Intelligence Agency, which dropped in November of last year. It's a $30 billion, 15-year contract, and it is a hybrid model cloud, all clouds, and we are equipped to do that all the way through and actually do the migrations for them, do the scoping, do the planning, show them all the way so they can actually get to the cloud and begin to adopt and modernize. That's a lot more slides that I've got, but I see that I'm running out of time, so I'll kind of move fast. There's a couple important things here, and they're at the end. Number one is the catalyst is correct for the high impact solutions. You want to go to your, we're not going to make it. I'm going to finish up with honoring a guy who's retiring. Jim Hundo retired this week. Jim Hundo, I salute you, my friend. It's a real pleasure. Thank you for your service.